Hi, welcome to Brunch with Brian, your daily live stream home with home investing, your daily home investing live stream. Today, I'm going to talk about a creative financing breakdown. We're going to get into like Foggy Mountain breakdown. No, we're going to get into this breakdown of how a creative financing deal works, how to approach it, how to make it work for you, and how to make a lot of money in creative financing, what we often call pretty house deals. They're often called seller carryback deals. There's other names for them that people like to use, seller financing deals, sometimes people call them. So technically, it is seller financing because the seller is giving you a loan, but who's really got the underlying loan? It's the bank. So really what they're doing is they're allowing you to take over their payments. That's how this works. And so by taking, if there's a mortgage, now let's say there's no mortgage. The way if you think about the whole overall picture of creative financing, that's what I didn't get in the beginning. And that's what Ron had to drill into my head in the beginning is you don't need money to buy houses and you don't need credit to buy houses. And so once I really started to understand that, I said, well, where obviously a house is changing hands. A seller owns this house. Now I'm going to own this house. And what's it going to take? What makes that happen? Okay, well, you know what mainly makes that happen is you talking. You're talking basically says that seller say yes, and then it's paperwork. It's talking and paperwork, and then you just turn it all over to the title company or attorney, usually your attorney. So it's really, people think that real estate is complicated, and agents actually want to foster that belief because they want to make you think you can't do it yourself. You need a real estate agent. Now, there's a lot of real estate agents in the world, and you probably know some real estate agents, and they're great people. And I used to be a real estate agent, but they don't have magical powers. They studied, and got a license, and so you don't have to study and get a license to do real estate investing. You don't have to have it to do the paperwork. You don't have to do it, have a license to talk to sellers. And so how it works is basically you approach the seller and you say, wouldn't it be great if you could sell right away, no hassles, hassle free. You only have to show the house once to me, and I'll pay you full price for your house, and we can close right away, and you can stay living in the house for as long as you want. And on top of that, now that's all the normal seller benefits, and there's other seller benefits in there that you can hit. But those are your no commissions, no closing costs, no hassles is one of those seller benefits we like to hit. So you got this seller now, and they understand the benefits. They understand why this would be a benefit to them to do. On top of that, though, if they just don't see those benefits or those are not compelling enough, the other thing you can offer is you can offer to pay a little bit more than their monthly mortgage payment, so they get a little extra per month. Or remind them, remember, if they own it free and clear, this is money right into their pocket. So they don't have to do anything. They can just go down to the mailbox every month and pick up a check for doing nothing. Okay. So there's a lot of reasons why the seller would do it. And I will tell you what has been going on in the market up to this point, and currently in the market, but I sense it, and maybe some of you guys sense it, that we're going to see some shift in the market. It's a really hot seller's market still, and it continues to be. So I want you targeting off-market listings. If it's hit Zillow, probably there's deals on Zillow, but and we do them all the time. But I will tell you that if you do some kind of marketing to find off-market listings, you're going to have better luck. Okay, so it's a hot seller's market, but as it shifts, you're going to sense more fear, and that's what we haven't really felt in the sellers. There's been times in the market, like in 2009 and 10, when sellers were running scared, and anybody come please buy my house. And so it's hard to even remember that time, considering what it's like now and how could it be so different. And I don't think it's ever going to get like that, but I think it's going to obviously change, and then you're going to have some sellers really wanting to sell and worried and scared they won't sell. They won't be able to sell. So if you're breaking down creative financing deal, you can obviously break it down into steps. That was kind of theory and why it works. And then on the back end, remember, we sell on a lease purchase. which is basically like a buy and hold strategy without all the hassles of being a landlord. Because basically what do you get? You get them to say that they will cover all the maintenance and repairs, and you get a big non-refundable option deposit up front to guarantee your interest. So that makes you not living on skinny margins like a landlord. So in the world of creative financing, we can break it down into some steps. So if you see the steps, it starts with some kind of marketing down here on my whiteboard. So you're going to do some kind of marketing. And I don't know, I mean, yes, you're going to do some outbound calling like Zillow, but you're also going to want to do, some, and probably social media for sure. Everybody should be doing some social media and working with social media, because there's so much of it that's free. You can get a hold of so many people and spread the word about your business to so many people through social media for free, okay, if you do it right. So some kind of marketing, then that will move up to seller leads. You'll get some people responding to your marketing saying, hey, I'm a seller and I'm interested, because you give them all those good messages like sell now for full price, and no hassles, no commissions, no closing costs. Then you do your opening call, and that might be a VA or you or a local FISBO caller. And that's whether they're calling you or you're calling them. And then you change that, you move that into the closing call. Sometimes if you do the opening call, you can transition right into the closing call. Okay, so after you do the closing call, then your whole goal of the closing call is to come to a meeting of the minds on the 4 pretty house deal points. Now remember, that's really the breakdown. If I'm doing creative financing breakdown, I can't leave it without mentioning the 4 pretty house deal points. And that is, this is what you gotta decide with the seller. Uh-oh.
Hi.
Oh no. Look who you got.
Are you talking about pushing the 10 benefits?
I
with
did
the
talk
seller?
about that. That was part of what I was talking about.
I
The
love
creative
talking
financing
about
breakdown.
the creative financing.
So this is Lynette, obviously,
Wait,
everybody.
Are we talking about
So
pushing
Lynette-
the benefits?
Lynette loves talking about pushing the. Here, let me hold
This
it.
is so they can
Let-
see it better.
Okay, let go of this.
Can you guys see it better that way? Comment if you can see this better, that I have it angled this way.
Okay.
There we go.
Well, now it's in the shade though. See, I'm trying to give it a little bit of
No,
light.
then you can't see it.
No, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Drama. Okay.
Yeah,
Deal
we'll do it.
meeting.
We'll go like
There
this.
we go. Deal meeting.
Yeah, they can read it now.
There we go. So you got.
No, it's totally dark now.
No, I was
Now
gonna
they
say
can't
now.
read it.
Now they can't see
No, I'm
it there.
telling you, honey. Look at that.
Okay, wait. Can you see it now?
Okay.
Oh yeah, now you can see it.
See,
Okay,
that's
right
what
there.
I was doing. See, now if
Okay,
it's too much like that, you
okay,
can't.
you're right.
But I'm like
Okay.
right like that.
So we have the deal meeting. This is creative financing.
This is a fiasco. I usually am in control on Brunch with Brian, but if Lynette's involved, all bets are off. Anyway, I was trying to get you through the deal meeting. Lynette's the best at closing calls in the country, guys. She's the very best, and we love Lynette. And if she can get those people on the phone, there's nobody better that can get to the deal meeting. And remember, your goal of the closing call is to get those 4 pretty house deal points worked out. No 4 are, and you should write these down. These should be so ingrained in your brain that you don't even have to think about it. And those are purchase price, monthly payment, length of term, and down payment or option deposit. Okay, so those are the 4 terms that have to get figured out on every deal, every creative financing deal. And so when you figure those things out, and you don't always have to figure them all out all the way. I used to be too much of a stickler, and you can get the closing call and figure out them as much as you can, and then move to the deal meeting. Okay, so move to the deal meeting as quickly as possible. But guys, that's where it all happens. That's where it takes place. So if you can get to the deal meeting, it's time to rejoice. You can get to the paperwork. That's why I always love paperwork. Some people are scared of paperwork. I love paperwork because it means you've earned the right to fill out paperwork. It means you got a potential deal. So you're in the hunt. It's exciting. So guys, these are the breakdown. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I don't have enough time to really go super in depth. And I love it when Lynette has more time to contribute. So this is what we're going to talk about on Teaching Tuesdays today. As you guys know, we have our awesome Teaching Tuesdays every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific. And then we repeat it 3 hours later. And we have a ton of people on these calls because they're such awesome training. They keep you in touch with what's going on in the market. I'm going to talk about market conditions on the call today. I'm going to talk about special ways that you can find deals that other people aren't using, and special ways to get it through the whole process. And I'm also going to take time to talk about the selling process. I don't have time right now, but I'm going to talk about theory of how the creative financing deal works and all the steps and really get you into the nitty-gritty of it. So let's talk about creative financing and the power of it and how it can make you rich like it has done for us. So we'll be getting into that in depth. I love creative financing. Let's all say that. 1, 2, 3. I love creative financing. Okay, one more time. I love creative financing. All right, so always a big smile. Let's start deep breathing. Ready? Deep breath in. Big smile. Let it out. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. Another deep breath in. Really deep. Let it out. Relax. Think about relaxing. Think about 3, 2, 1. More relaxed. One more deep breath. Hold it a little bit and awesome. Okay, so guys, now you're feeling good, you're pumped up. We're going to really get into the nitty gritty on creative financing deals, pretty house deals today, so that you won't have any questions. And I will tell you what, if you do have questions, send them in during the day here before our time, and I will address your questions. So any questions you have, send to support@thewolfcouple.com, and I'll make sure to address those. Again, any comments, any questions you have, send to support@thewolfcouple.com, or you can type it into the Facebook chat. I look at the Facebook chat, and so go ahead and type it in there, and we'll address any questions you have about creative financing. All right, so this has been an awesome session, as always, on Brunch with Brian, and we'll see you in about 7 hours and 15 minutes, and I'm real excited about that, and all the way through this week, and keep your summer going. And we will be talking about summer and market conditions today as well on the call. So I will see you very soon. Until then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training, and as always, take an action.